See if they can bring that to the table against Ultra Prime here. We are getting into it for game number 1. We already got the Rumble, the Jax, and the Ziggs banned by Ultra Prime on the blue side. We got the Trist, the Renekton, and the Ezreal by RA. First pick, Ashe.
I'm loving that here, because if you give over the Corki to the side of Vicla, Yuekai is more than happy to pull out something like the Yone to counter the Corki later on, jump onto a side lane. Ashe, very potent champion as well. Oh, they're actually gonna pull the switcheroo and be like, we know Corki's in the pool, let's take the Yone.
Well, I'm just gonna say outright, Yuekai has been one of the best, if not, in my opinion, the best Yone we have so far in this split in summer, and I am glad that they're gonna take away that from him, but also giving that opportunity to Vicla, who we saw whip out that in the groups there, at least placement stage. Also the combination for Xiaohao, the Sejuani, really big there. There is the Braum, though, so a nice 2v2 combo already locked in for Ultra Prime.
Fryleo bot lane, extremely potent in terms of kiting backwards. You do have a pretty good engage with Ashe Arrow at level 6 as well. So your bot lane is pretty set up in terms of offense and defense. Now, what do they want to lock in terms of the mid lane? Because, again, Corki wins levels 1 to 3, but a very good Yone will be able to out-trade you level 3 onwards, especially when a Vamp Scepter comes into play as well, and you've got some life still in there. So it'd be very exciting to see Yuekai on the other side of the coin of this matchup.
And definitely something all of our mid laners are comfortable with right now in terms of Corki. But I actually, well, I was going to beg the question of what we see RA finish out the first phase with, but we got the answer. It's the Kai'Sa locked in.
I'm just wondering where RA are going to choose to squeeze in some AP damage. At this point, a lot of people are losing their minds when there's full AD teams and they're like, oh wow, double AD carry coming through. However, a lot of teams again are playing with 4 squishy carries on the Rift. It does not matter if they can't build armor. It doesn't matter if you have the entire team dealing AD damage. However, the jungler position for the side of Ultra Prime is open. Hacker has been favoring AP junglers, with Karthus being one of his best performing ones. Zara's going to be taking out the pool. There's Brand still to go.
Yeah, I think Lilia has super far fallen out of the priority of our junglers, but the Brand's still ever present, the Karthus, things like that. The Kennen ban, though, I actually really like. Trying to take away maybe some of the play-making ability from Xiaoxu, where he did have that pretty strong last series as well, but it is also the team fight aspect, because the Wombo combo and the chase down is looking terrifying right now for RA as they ban away the Brand as their last ban.
And Kennen also brings that little bit of more of AP damage that we were looking for the side of RA. They're going to round up their composition, most likely with a support right here. Nautilus, Leona, Rel, all very prominent. It just depends what Jwei chooses to go for here. All melee champions, so they are going to suffer playing into Braum. So it's kind of like choose your poison. It's going to be Rel.
I do still really like... So when you grab a composition like this, especially when you have pieces that like to go forward, like to get chased down, like to get access to the backline, I like the full committal, and that's what RA are doing here, right? Like, they will have the killer instinct, they'll have a lot of backline access, they'll have a lot of team fights set up for that, and I actually like the game plan there. I think there's just a lot of peelability on the side of Ultra Prime right now that they're willing for. And I said it was low in priority now, but the Lilia gets locked in anyways.
Mazel, I got so excited. I know we shouldn't be getting excited by the hovers, but I got so excited because this just works. You mentioned the all-in. You mentioned the all-in from RA. If Fiddlesticks waiting for you to all-in Fog of War would have been absolutely fantastic here for Hacker. However, it is going to be the Lilia looking at the blind Darius.
All right, my man is throwing the gauntlet down. He's like, I saw you have a good series last time around. I'm going to start with the Darius this time. And I wanted consistency from this man. All of a sudden, from the time on Top Esports where he was splitting time with Wayward, now he's bringing out the Darius, a classic for him a long time ago, it feels like. But here we go. We'll see what the answer is going to be for Xiaoxu, and it is the K'Sante. So usually,
very classic.
A Darius picked into the K'Sante in history, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. Darius really loves melee champions, especially ones that don't have too much burst that can trade with him. And obviously, this is not Season 13 K'Sante. This is Season 14, a little bit more dulled down. if you will. I want to see what summoners QingTian is going to choose to go with when he enters the Rift, because you do have a Sejuani on the side of RA. This is a champion that really loves to gank in the early stages, and you've got double melee champions on your top side of the map if you're Xiaohao. Looking to shut down that Darius early on might be the key to success.
And QingTian, I said earlier, a classic for him, but a little bit of an oldie. He does have, it's his 5th most played champion of all time, and he almost has a 70% win rate on the champ. So definitely knows how to push his advantages up there. I think Xiaoxu is going to have his work cut out for him in a lot of ways. But we had set it up from the beginning. It's all about mid-jungle. And now I have to see what kind of proactivity we're going to see out of Hacker and Xiaohao.
I feel like it's all going to lie in the mid lane. The Yone versus the Corki. Again, a really good Yone will be able to outtrade Corki level 3 onwards. If you overstep with Corki after level 3, you could end up being pinned underneath the tower. We've seen this countless of times. And again, a Sejuani can be very, very dangerous if you misstep as a Darius or as a Corki and get shut down. So I feel like a lot of it lies in Xiaohao's pathing in that early game.
It does indeed. We're getting into it now, though, and it should be a lot of fun. We got 2 best of 3s on the docket and a whole lot of chaos here in the LPL Summer Split. So game 1 of RA versus Ultra Prime kicking off now. I was wondering if we're going to see any level 1s here as well, because they do have a pretty spicy level 1. Usually you don't want to go into a Braum level 1, but honestly, it looks like they might like their chances.
You have double AD carry as well. You've got volley from Ashe. Such a dangerous combo if you decide to invade.
It
However,
really is, right?
usually with Braum, you can choose to late invade as well, and this is what throws a lot of people off, and it might be the case right here because Niket starts moving forward. However, Hacker is going to choose to stick more towards the top side of the map, and Yuekai is going to pull out the brush as well. So I don't think we're going to see any level 1 shenanigans for now.
Like
I said for now.
Hacker, yeah,
I said it for now.
They will get spotted out by this ward nicely placed down by RA. They will get the start on the top side. So Ultra Prime actually going to put a lot of pressure out on the map early. A leash coming through to quickly clear this side for Xiaohao as well.
I love that from the side of Ultra Prime. We mentioned how Xiaohao is the key to shutting down QingTian in the early game. Vicla, what are you doing? You've seen the Lilia.
Oh, no. They knew he was there and everything. The level 2 is there, but Yuekai not able to poke down the damage. Vicla very low on health now.
Oh, this is great stuff from Ultra Prime, and Vicla oversteps his welcome. You have vision on Lilia being above. However, I feel like what they expected is for Hacker to take the entire quadrant. So Vicla expected Hacker to be busy clearing camps. Wasn't the case, and now he's given Yuekai a huge advantage by walking past mid lane and getting Yuekai so much pressure on that mid side of the map.
Okay, so Xiaohao will be spotted out on the way up towards this top side of the map, so maybe a little bit of vision play being able to be used here by Ultra Prime. I do expect, though, at least Hacker to try to take advantage of the clear speed of Lilia once she gets up to snuff here, and try to take advantage at least of that side of the map on top side with a little bit of pressure as well, since he has the Darius. But I do want to ask you where you think a lot of these resources are going to be tried to delivered now that we have priority kind of gained by Ultra Prime in all lanes early.
I think this is great stuff for them in general in terms of setting up that early game success. I feel like their bot lane has pressure. Their mid lane was given a lot of that early game pressure, which we expected Corki to have in the first 3 levels, as we mentioned. But again, Hacker pulling his Hacker moves in the jungle, taking 1 camp straight into a gank was kind of huge. And now it's the counter gank from Xiaohao. He's looking for Yuekai.
Oh, he got the knock up
Should
there.
be fine.
Yeah, Xiaohao just going to show his bristles, if you will. But I will end up going back towards that top side. Junglers are going to hit each other here. It's like Xiaohao is going to be on the worst end of the trade there. Oof. Hacker getting the full advantage of it and wants to chase it. The speed from this Swirl Seed slowdown is going to be the difference maker here, and Hacker is just running you down. You can't come into Bambi's jungle, as Xiaohao will be taken down. First blood for Ultra Prime.
Ultra Prime live or die by the mid-jungle duo sword, and Hacker is stepping the heck up for them. We mentioned how important this game is for them. You're playing in Group Nirvana. You only get to play everyone once, and every single win or loss counts. Currently, Ultra Prime being 0-1 up. They really need that W versus RA, and Hacker is one of the big moving gears of that early game for Ultra Prime. He's doing fantastically. The clever level 1 into that mid lane, into heading back up on towards the top side, into killing Xiaohao. He's looking.
This is really big.
There's no TP
really,
from
they
Corki.
have no idea. They went so long for this play. They're going to try to get it. They need something here to get it back. They have the CC chain there, but the Unbreakable is just too hard to get through. And Ultra Prime, they will dissuade the bot lane gank.
Very nicely done by Doggo and Niket. They're using the Unbreakable and the proc on the passive from Braum to stop any further advancement onto them. And Xiaohao, I gotta give him credit, man. He's been looking. He's been looking mid. He's been looking bot. He's been looking to take the Skull Crab towards the tops of the map, but nothing is currently working for the side of RA. However, I'm gonna put an asterisk right here because seeing the last series from RA, they are fantastic team fighters. They know how to dip in and out of a fight so well that to me that screams great communication and great shot calling coming by them. And they do have a lot of scaling pieces in their composition to make this work. The only thing that worries me is that those pieces, only 2 of them do damage. So if Ultra Prime manages to dispatch off one of the 2, then it's going to be really tough for RA to win one of those fights.
And going back to like that conversation of scaling, we said from the driver, they have a very succinct composition. They know what they want to do. They want to dive the back line. They want to get access there. And I think as time goes on, it will be available to them. And I think big engages from Xiaohao, from Jwei will be really, really important. But I think Vicla and Assum are going to have really good timings on how they find their entrances into the fight. Meanwhile, on the other side, Ultra Prime are looking to have advantages before they go into these fights a lot of the times, I feel like. But they will have a lot of setup themselves, especially led by Doggo's arrows, which, you know, Xiaohao wants to punish down here as soon as possible. We'll try to get Doggo now that he does not have any summoner spells. There's the Shattering Strikes, but not going to be able to follow it up again. And another gank goes a little bit wide. Meanwhile, Swirl Seed hits the wall there. That actually would have been huge because he does have Lilting Lullaby, and we do have level 6s available, so a little bit more proactivity on the map.
Vicla, no HP underneath his tower. Hacker level 6. Xiaohao is going to get pushed out of his blue buff right here. Again, that mid lane jungle dominance coming through from Ultra Prime. Xiaohao is still level 5. Doesn't have his ultimate. He cannot contest. His mid laner cannot help. He's 1 HP under the tower. This is looking pretty good for Ultra Prime in that early game. I feel like they have all the tools they need. Even though RA have all the engage, Ultra Prime will love that. Engage into Lilia. Get 4-man queued in the face. Darius, he cannot reach champions. The fact that you're giving them for free to be played around Darius, I think is a dream come true. And then you have Ashe and Braum that can control so much area around and team fight, and they're great peelers, both of them. I feel like Ultra Prime's composition right here is made for success. Xiaohao gank number 3,462, go.
Not going to be pulled off here as the 100% objective control does continue to go over to Ultra Prime so far. Really, really big stuff. But this is honestly about what I would expect from Hacker. Hacker's really good at finding early game leads. He's very direct in the early game, but it always comes to closing out the games and kind of syncing with the team that becomes the question mark. Because this guy has been with Ultra Prime for a while. You might think back to last year when he was with FPX. That was a stint, right? Before that, he was almost 2 years with Ultra Prime, and before that, with E-Star, before they switched over to the Ultra Prime branding. So he's back home. This 2024 split hasn't necessarily been the brightest and boldest from him, especially in spring, but here in summer, I feel like we've seen that back to old ways early game Hacker.
Ooh, they haven't backed. They haven't backed.
Oh my God, Jwei against his old team might just go down here and give over a second kill. And the Enchanted Crystal Arrow to follow up. They're going to try to use the Winter's Bite to follow the concussive blows, but can't do it. Doggo able to secure a kill in bot side for Ultra Prime.
My God, Ultra Prime are dominant all across the board. every single box that had to be ticked for Ultra Prime has been. Darius not getting shut down in the early game, tick. Lilia, mid-jungle duo, getting ahead in the early game for Ultra Prime, tick. You know what? The cherry on top is that your bot lane just wins in a random 2v2 where Jwei overextends to face check and Doggo and Niket have no back. Great stuff so far from Ultra Prime, and they've earned themselves a 3,000 gold lead 9 minutes into the game.
Pretty safe to say the early game has gone real well for them. And all of that has been led off of Hacker's early fighting onto Xiaohao and now his massive CS lead. Xiaohao has not been one to back down from a fight, though. He's consistently been looking for engages. And now he has the Glacial Prison focused down on QingTian. If he overextends one bit, looks like the hover from Hacker might be discovered here in the end. But it will be a push up by RA with Jwei and Xiaohao on the roam.
They have already rotated from the side of RA, Assum and Jwei towards the top side of the map. You see Void Grubs are coming up. Ultra Prime will most likely want to fight for them, but they don't have to. They already have the 3. You cannot get the buff anymore for the side of RA. So they see the rotation. They can choose and opt to play away from that rotation if they want to. As you see, they pull the Darius down. He's clearing up the top quadrant of Hacker's jungle, making sure that he stays safe towards the top side, especially since he's getting outnumbered at the moment.
And really quick, if you want to take a look, that Leandri's was completed about 9:40 or so as Hacker had gotten the back off. So he is back on the map with extreme power right now. First fully completed item. RA want to try to get QingTian as he comes down, but Ultra Prime going to use some of this push in mid maybe. They will be looking to take a tussle over this one.
Very nice trade right there from Vicla as well. Yuekai does not have a lot of mana to play out this fight. However, the fight might already start.
TP coming in. Oh, they want it. Glacial Prison going to go through. Hacker trying to get in there now, but he's in trouble. Nice engage from Jwei. The Fate Seal going to miss a little bit over the top. And now you got some decent damage, but the Lilting Lullaby is not going to make too much of a difference. Xiaoxu is carving him up in the back line here, too. QingTian now has found his ticket, and it's looking like a guillotine train from hell. A triple kill for QingTian.
The second RA overextend. They look back, they think they're winning the fight, and QingTian is there with the Darius. Another big fat W on the board for Ultra Prime right here. Exactly what the doctor prescribed for this one. And I was getting worried because Yuekai is low on mana. He cannot put a lot of he cannot use a lot of spells in this fight. However, Doggo has been safe this entire time. Great wombo combo by RA, but look at the man sprinting in the backline. Xiaoxu thinks everyone is super low and that his team is gonna follow up, but his team is too busy trying to deal with a massive Darius.
You cannot give a champion this man was singularly known for back in the day to give it over to him, man. I'm just saying. I think the draft prep, the fact that he blinded it, and he's sitting at 3-0 is pretty impressive. Love to see that from QingTian. Now he will have Trinity Force completed. First item on the Darius.
We do have 2 items already completed on the side of Ultra Prime. We're looking for Corky to finish his item as well. They're looking at Xiaoxu. That's
really
a pretty tanky. That's a pretty tanky Cassante. There is not a lot of HP onto this tower, and you guys taking a little bit of a beating.
Xiaoxu just wanted to get some poke in as much as possible, but that turret will end up falling here. So not only do they get almost full objective control, they will also get that first turret too, and another dragon. So Ultra Prime, I mean, hey, if we wanted to see an improvement, this is miles different from their last series.
That is a fantastic early game. This is an early game where pretty much everything has gone well. Oh, they spotted QingTian. He doesn't have any summoners. They could be looking to snipe him. However, the Wood is going to spot them all out. They were literally just doing the last Void grab, and they're like, nope, we want the shot on 300 gold. Could be something that they needed in their pockets to get back into this game, especially if that goes in the pockets of Vicla, who could become a very big side lane pressure point for RA. They need everything they can get right now, and if that is Vicla on a side lane with a 300 gold bonus from killing Darius, you take those.
You can try to take those at least.
You can, okay, rephrase. You can try to take those.
I'm saying there's a chance. We did get another kind of item completion there. Yuekai has completed his training for us. We are going to be getting those as well for our A here sooner rather than later. I think the next thing to look at is Rift Herald. RA have put a ton of resources up towards this top side. They have consistently been just running around each other up here, and they want to try to stop the bleeding of these objectives.
However, if you look at the item disparity right now, Ultra Prime finished Kraken Slayer onto Ashe as well. Every single member, even almost a support, is about 1,000+ gold. Oh, they're gonna find Vicla here. Might have to ult.
Get the Winter's Bite there, but he does get the Fate sealed out, so that'll be a big cooldown down, and the Ignite by Niket, as Vicla will be chased into his jungle there.
Yeah, and I don't feel like RA have the resources to fight that anymore. Also, if you look over to their summoners, Assum, very short. Oh,
gets the nice little combo from the bush. Love to see that. Twin Convergence doing some work there.
It's getting pretty desperate from RA. I'm not going to lie to you. Oh, the TP coming from Xiaoxu.
Speaking of desperation, but look, the rest of Ultra Prime are up here. They need to be a little careful, though. Xiaoxu was looking for the deep flank. He's going for the all-out, but he can't get the combo before he gets past the Unbreakable. And now they're all just asleep at the wheel. And RA have been completely dusted in every attempt in this early game.
Oh boy, that was so messy. The TP comes in. Vicla goes on to Yuekai thinking that Xiaoxu is going to assist him. And Xiaoxu pulls a beeline towards the tri-bush because RA spot more people. So not only does Vicla lose his trade, they end up losing Xiaoxu's life as well. They rotate everyone towards the top of the map just to see both the top lane tier 1 and the Herald go into the hands of Ultra Prime. Everything is going Ultra Prime's way. And let's have a look at this again, because I'm like, oh yeah, Vicla is getting some backup right here. But everyone starts pinging the tribe. So look at Xiaoxu. He's just ignoring his mid laner.
Yeah, I think he sees the all-out angle to try to get them back over to the rest of the team, but he isn't able to get there in time. And I think that's the pull from Hacker to go back towards the rest of the team was actually a really good call. And honestly, Hacker is having an incredible game this start to this best of 3.
1-1-6, almost 100% kill participation right there for Hacker. And again, we said that this man received so much criticism over in spring in terms of his performance, and I feel like the meta might have not suited him as much. Now you also have Niket, who's facilitating a lot in terms of the engages and setting up for objectives. So a lot of that hard baggage that Hacker had on his back through the entirety of spring has been somehow lifted by Niket, and he can pull out a lot more of these carries that are so prominent in the meta, and he actually looks really, really good on them.
Yeah, and you have to remember, Ultra Prime are coming off a spring split where they finished last. It was not a great split, and I think it was a very big surprise to see how strong they looked coming into this summer split. The addition of Niket having huge impact, but more so that combination of Hacker and Yuekai finding a lot of those big win moments. Now, they are looking to continue this siege. They have 8,000 gold lead at 17 minutes. They are looking at this tier 2, but might not want to overextend for it here, Trouble.
I'm going to give it straight. I feel like RA should be thinking about going back to the drawing board on what went wrong. We entered this particular series and we talked a little bit about the meta and how a lot of teams will play with minimum of 3 carries and a maximum of 5. We've seen that too. But usually the really good teams will play with 4. QingTian's going to flash that one.
That was good.
The really good teams like BLG, top esports will play with 4 carries, and then the rest of the teams will play with 3 or 4. Right here, Ultra Prime have brought 4 into the Rift, and they're doing really well. They've got pressure from the get-go on every single lane, great pathing from Hacker, gotten a lot of pressure in that mid lane as well. However, RA, they have fallen behind, sure, and they've got scaling on Kai'Sa and Yone. That is undoubtable. However, you only have 2 carries in your team. You are not outputting enough damage to be able to bring Ultra Prime down, especially when you're in a gold deficit.
Yeah, I think the little moment of hope is like the execution really enables RA's competition if they can get to 3 items. But goodness, that tunnel looks so far down the way. I mean, you can barely even see the little glint of light at the end of it.
I'll give you a piece of your medicine. They can try to get to 3 items.
Exactly. There you go. Oh, they're actually going to try to get Vic. Oh my God. Look away. Look away. The man's bleeding all over the place right now. 4-0 for QingTian as 2 Tier 2 towers will fall in favor of Ultra Prime.
Don't look at items. Don't look at gold diff. Just don't look.
We'll tell you when to come back for the next game. What a way to go. What a way to start this one off. Again, a big question mark of what we were going to get coming into this one. Ultra Prime taking a hard loss in their last series, and Vicla taking a hard loss right here.
He thinks he can snap back into his soul. He snapped back straight into that gray screen. And again, right here, RA, we saw them trying the entire time. Xiaohao, sorry, was trying to find gank angles. But again, I feel like this is most likely going to be an Ultra Prime victory. An Ultra Prime victory that they very much needed. A very clean, dominant early game into a very controlled mid game. Every single objective controlled and taken by Ultra Prime. Every single lane has done their job. I feel like this is exactly what we wanted to see from them, looking at a potential dark horse. Oh, Shanji TP.
Again, we're doing it. It's going to happen. Oh, they got the double pull-in from QingTian. QingTian is the target right now. They want the shutdown, but look at the lilting lullaby and all the CC chains coming in. Oh, my God, it's a catastrophe. They're going to all out on the side, but it's all done as everybody is wiped off the face of Summoner's Rift for RA, and that's a full ace in favor of Ultra Prime. They go right to the big purple worm.
And a very cheeky smile at the end from QingTian as well. He's like, haha, this guy's dived straight into a Darius Lilia combo. We take those boys. Again, a great try from RA. A last try, if you will, to try and bring the game back. However, this team was designed to peel any engages. And this is like very equivalent to the Shanji TP that we've seen over in the regular season from NIP. It was too late, way too little, way too late. Again, you want to pile up on a Darius? QingTian will take those. He healed 60% of his HP.
He tried to, I will give Xiaoxu credit, he tried to all out him before the guillotine came down. He's like trying to be the last stand, man. He's like, I'm gonna save you, and then just sees his entire team decapitated as he leaves. It's great. It's just a little bit of unfortunate news for RA because it has not gone well for them from minute one. I think that's where I got to give a lot of presence and praise to Ultra Prime, and especially Hacker leading it off with that early fight into Xiaohao, getting the first blood. But then the drafting as well has set them up for huge successes all along, and we're going to see that success continue to be barreled into RA.
Yeah, I don't think anyone from RA gets the green card to walk up to anyone at this point. Hacker is just 1v1 in Vicla. Meanwhile, over in the mid lane, whilst Ultra Prime are taking that inhibitor tower, they could choose to even end here, pick up a team fight, bullet them under tower, and just end up here.
They still have the Baron minions for a long time, and we might actually be looking at one of the shortest games and the shortest game of this summer Rumble stage so far. If they can end here, Vicla going in one last time. The turret getting low, and it's going down now. They got the Nexus open. They're feeling a little hesitant to finish off. Now they go with the Arctic Assault in, but Xiaohao misses that combo. Hits the Glacial Prison, though, but ends up paying his life for it anyways. And here's the last gasp effort from RA, and it will not work. They get one more kill. They'll double their kills in this game, but it meant nothing as Ultra Prime took them to task. A 1-0 start.
What a fantastic showing by Ultra Prime. We needed this. They needed this more. Losing to IG back-to-back, getting denied the Ascent group, into getting that revenge match, and going 0-2 down, and everyone doubting them, and being on a 6-game lose streak. They needed this clean, dominant... Mazel, they had 4 carries. 3 of them never died the entire game.
Yeah, the fact that that RA doubled their kills at the last second by getting a kill doesn't feel great. Now, I will give the benefit of the doubt. They did get the fastest game in our Rumble stage, but they didn't get the fastest game of all split.
Hey, they have a chance for the next one.
that still goes to RA versus Top Esports. True, but this is also a situation where I do not expect RA to go quietly into the night. I expect a big fight. I expect 3-game series out of this one. We are going to step away for a short break, and we'll be back.